So
Yay, yes.
they may be a little slow.
Or drunk.
That's a good thing with a
True.
dog. You're not like looking at the clock going, she's late.
Jackie, all the happy kids back in the building.
The parents are happy the kids are back in the building.
Yeah, I said that earlier. Yeah.
I don't know about the kids. Some of them were a little reluctant, and some of them were like,
Tired.
okay, yeah, some are like, bye, Ma, without even thinking about it.
I know my Joey was tired this morning, waking up.
Mhm.
He gave me the hand to push me away.
So, yeah. Cynthia, I was at the office over the weekend. There were
Mhm.
two big boxes for you. I don't know if you saw it, but you
Oh,
saw that
good.
they
They
were
came
there.
in.
Yeah,
Okay,
just so
great.
that you're aware. They're on the
Thank you so
counter,
much.
of
Awesome.
course.
Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
The giveaways, the promos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, perfect. I cannot find the minutes from last, well, probably because I didn't do them. That's probably why. I mean, that would be the only reason why. Oh, here we go. I found them. February. I didn't do March. Okay. I'm a little behind, folks.
It's okay.
I'm sure everybody will forgive me.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll do that afterwards. We'll get into business. Okay. So we'll wait one more minute and then we'll dive right in. All right, so why don't we get started? If anybody joins us, they can just jump right in. What we typically do, first I want to say good morning to those of you who are joining us. Thank you so much. We're happy to have you here. Marion is not able to make today's meeting, so I will be covering, and I just wanted to maybe start, if we can just go around with very quick introductions, just so everybody, most of us know each other, but some might not. So I'll start. My name is Annette Rea. I am co-chair of the Family Support Services Advisory Council, along with Marianne Verga, who, like I said, is not able to join us today. And I was thinking about it this morning. This is my 32nd year working under OPWDD, so I've been doing this a long, long time. From job coach, care manager, residential. I've kind of done it all. So I'm definitely a good resource. So if anybody needs anything in relation to OPW, definitely use me as a resource. But the most pride that I take is my job as a wife and a mother. My twins are 20, going to be 21 soon, which is mind blowing. My daughter is going to be starting her senior year of college down in at NSU in Florida. Go Sharks! She would be so mad if she heard me say that. Um, sorry. And my son is, I guess, going into his senior year as well at Great Kills High School. He's diagnosed with autism. He is nonverbal, and we're excited to be looking ahead to the future with adult services and adult programs. So, welcome everybody again. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to throw it to Denise, who is up next to be co-chair with me once Marianne steps down. So, Denise,
Hi,
over to you.
I'm Denise Purcell. I do not work, but I do a lot of volunteer things like this. I don't work full time anymore, I should say. I worked for over 30 years. So, um, I have a son, Ryan. We have a son, Ryan, who just turned 32. He has high functioning autism. He's very busy. He's in a lot of agency programs for respite. He goes to Great Connection during the week, and oh, that's all. He's just a busy boy. Has a very active social life, as they say, and travel life, which is good. Okay, I'll throw it to Jackie.
Hi, I'm Jackie Tripodi. I am Joey Tripodi's mom. He is diagnosed with cerebral palsy and multiple disabilities. Other hats I wear are the Associate Program Director at the New York State Institute on Disability. We help with family support services, as well as a family worker at P37R, my son's alum. Go Huskies. And we're here to provide supports and services to families that might need. So Joseph will be 33 next week. I've been doing this, I guess, 33 years.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Cynthia?
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Cynthia. I am the outreach coordinator for the SIDDC, newly. I just got the job in January. I also have, I'm a mother. I have a son, Lucas, who's 14, who goes to Great Kills. He's diagnosed with autism. And I have a daughter, Isabella, who's 10 years old, that goes to PS 32.
Great. Thank you so much. Dina?
Sorry, couldn't find the button. Hi, everyone. I'm Dina Klein. I work for a very special place. I'm a senior director here. Come this summer, I'll be hitting my 28th anniversary here. I also have been a member of SIDDC my entire career, and currently I am the first vice chair of the council.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ellen. Hi, Ellen. How are you?
Good morning. My name's Ellen McHugh. I'm the parent of an adult. I can't believe I've said that. I live in Brooklyn, Staten Island's West Coast.
We were getting the Cliff Notes today. That's fine. That's fine. Miriam, hi. How are you?
Hi, everyone. This is Miriam Chardiwal, Director of Family Support Services at Synergia, where we offer families housing advocacy family support services. So that looks like tenant advocacy, eviction, navigating eviction prevention. I put my information in the chat. So essentially anyone that has an OPWDD eligible member, they can seek services. And I've been with the agency for about 7 years. So yeah, I've been in the field for about 7 to 8 years. So definitely not as long as the rest of the folks here, but I'm really glad to learn.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Vilma, good morning.
Yes, good morning. I thought I was not seen in this meeting.
No, of course. I'm just going by the order that the boxes are showing up on my
It's okay.
page.
I'm just kidding. Yes. Good morning to everyone. I am Vilma Gilling, family support coordinator for OPWDD. I'm the one who you addressed when reimbursement and any other problem I can help you out with. I've been in this field for 20 years, or a little more than 20 years. And very pleased, very happy with the whole, assisting in this area.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. Julie.
My button wasn't working. Okay, so I'm Julie Gottesman, mostly known as Miss Julie, from the Grace Foundation. I have a son. My husband and I have a son, 28 years old, diagnosed with autism, basically works as a self-advocate now and for the Grace Foundation as well. Currently, he's on with the Willowbrook Committee, so that's what he's doing now. But the Grace Foundation is like our second home, and we've been there for 25 years. And it's important in a way that's hard to explain. That all the work that we all do, right? So we're all in the same field and boat, I think, for very similar reasons. So I'm the outreach coordinator currently. I was the director of the respite department for many, many years, and now I'm helping get the word out in new ways. That's what I'm doing. Thanks.
Great, welcome. Thank you for being here. Stephanie,
Thank
good
you.
morning, Stephanie.
Hey, good morning. I'm Stephanie. My son Michael's 30 years old. We just moved to Staten Island this month. We came from Brooklyn. We're excited about that. And my son goes to the Eden 2 Day Hab, and we utilize self-direction services. And we appreciate being here. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Brian, good morning, Brian.
Sorry about that. I had to unmute.
No worries.
Good day, everyone. My name is Brian Watson, and I am a part of the Family Support Unit. My colleague Velma is also here on the line, OPWDD. And I have worked with the OPWDD for around 22 years now, so in various settings, but now I'm with the Family Support Unit. Nice to meet everyone.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And I don't know, I have a few people that don't have their cameras on, so I don't know if they're available. Maria, are you available to say hello? You don't have to turn your camera on. I just, didn't want to.
Is it on? Can you see me?
No, it's not on. Oh, there we go. Hi,
Hi.
welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I'm a parent. My son, Steven, is 16. He is diagnosed with autism. He's currently in Tottenville High School in the 15 to 1 program, and I'm looking into things when he graduates, which would be next year. What's out there for him with his skills that he likes. He loves to draw, and digital art was something I've always wanted to look into. So that's why I'm at this meeting today. So, and I appreciate you having this.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Looking forward to hearing what our speakers have to say as well. Nicole,
Hi, good morning.
good morning.
Oh, is my on? Okay, there we go. So sorry. On the
No
phone,
worries.
with families. So I'm Nicole Regafa on Project Connect, Adapt Community Network. And we basically do information and referral, and we are part of the family support services here at Adapt at 80 Meadow Lane, and we service all the boroughs. So I'm always looking for information, new programs, up-to-date resources for families so they can consult with us when they need information.
Thank you so much. Welcome. And last but not least, Christine, are you available? No, okay, we can get back to Christine. I got everybody right. I will get to our guests in a moment. So Vilma, is there anything that you wanted to go over and share with the group before we jump into our presentation?
Well, nothing new really. I don't know if Brian, do you have any last minute reports?
Nothing new to report today.
Okay. We usually have Kathy Nowak, who is our statewide representative, but she unfortunately was not able to make the meeting today. So, any updates from state, we will get at our next committee. So again, thank you everybody for the introductions. And without further ado, I would like to introduce our guests. Susan, are you going first, or Brett, or? Okay, so I'll throw it to Susan. We can make you co-host if you have something that you want to present.
We do
Cynthia,
that.
do you know how to do that? Because that's above my knowledge. I was a computer science major in college, believe it or not, but that was in the late 80s, early 90s. So now it would be like I know nothing.
Well, thank you for having us. We greatly appreciate your time. We have a good group here, and I think it's going to be a great presentation. We're really excited. I'm Susan Kittle. I've been in the field myself as a provider for almost 30 years. I recognize some of the names here. I may have called you over the years. I was director of self-direction. I was a broker, a housing navigator, and a Willowbrook service coordinator. I heard the mention of Willowbrook. and case manager. So I've been around for a long time myself. And I met Brett about 8, 9 years ago, and I was so excited. He was always excited. Every time I saw him, I was at a conference or I was putting one on, and I was like, "You're so excited all the time." So it's just it's nice to be here and have the perspective of a provider and to be able to bring you this amazing program. So we're excited to be here. Thank you very much. We'll turn it over to Brett.
Yeah, thank you so much. And again, thank you everyone. Yeah, Susan, we knew for about 8 or 9 years and was like, come on, you got to come with us. Come to work for Game U. And we are genuinely excited and passionate about what we do. My name is Brett Winters. I'm the Director of Enrollment Services for Game U. I have two daughters, 14 and 11. And I always joke, I think they're aging me in dog years. I think it's what, like 7 years to one. Sounds about right, that ratio. My 11-year-old is neurodivergent. So I do live it personally and professionally. And I will say that just like our students, they're just amazing, right? Our students are absolutely amazing. They're capable. We have over 1,700 students, and I just say every day, give them the opportunity. And I just want to point out, Julie, I think you mentioned it. Thank you to everyone for what you do, right? We all have different roles in the community, and it's just so important that we're resources for families, for individuals. And I was saying to Annette, we've been running our program now 14 years, and we're open to all ages, all abilities, and we get referrals every single day from families, from brokers, from FIs, because it's a testament to show how amazing our students are and what they're engaged and their enjoyment with our program. So thank you, everybody. Truly appreciate it. And Annette, thanks for the opportunity today. So I can present at any time. I guess without further ado, I'll get our presentation. Okay. Can everyone see that? All right. We're starting off Monday on a good foot here. As I mentioned, my name is Brett Winters. I'm the Director of Enrollment Services for Game U. Now, we've been running our program for 14 years, all referral based from the community, and it is a very unique program. The name sometimes is a little deceiving. Our students are not playing video games. They're doing that on their own time. That's okay. With Game U, they're truly learning. And they are learning, yes, game design, right? If they're into video games, they want to learn to make their own. We can teach them game design, coding and programming, 3D modeling. Many times individuals that that have that engineering mind, they like to build with things. They build with Legos and models, 3D modeling, animation. If someone is a traditional artist, right? They like to draw, they like to paint, digital art, creative story writing, video editing, and so much more. And as I mentioned, we are open to all ages, all abilities. And I don't know if I said it already, but yeah, our students are amazing and they truly drive me every single day. Well, if you couldn't tell already, yeah, I'm passionate about what we do. Our students, I say it, they drive me. I see their enjoyment, their engagement, their learning. They get the ability, they have the opportunity to interact with other students. So it's really just an amazing program. And again, through the support of the community, 14 years we're going on. A little bit how we started. Mike Kawas is the founder of Game U. Mike is an incredible individual. He's super personable. He loves talking about our students and gaming. And Mike was working out on the West Coast. He worked for all the big gaming companies. He was the director for the art department for LucasArts. And maybe some of you have heard of George Lucas and Star Wars. So Mike was an integral part of the video game franchise, the Star Wars video game franchise for LucasArts. He lives in New Jersey, grew up there, and so he wanted to come back home. And he knew he wanted to do something in the gaming industry. He just wasn't sure what. And before he knew it, Mike was home, and he has two children, and their children's friends were coming over. Your dad's the coolest guy in the world, man. He makes video games, he makes digital art. And then their parents started coming over. Mike, I'm a little embarrassed to say, but I like video games. I want to learn digital art. I'd love to learn some animation. Light bulb goes off, right? And so we started where Mike was teaching kids in his basement. That's truly how it started. And then we started hearing from other people in the community. And there's a woman who is a behavioral therapist. She came to us. Her name is Elise. And she said, can you work with the people that I support? Right? And we were like, yeah, we can work with anyone. It doesn't matter. We can teach anyone. but we need your help, Elise, right? We had never worked with anyone with special needs, and so we didn't understand the community. She taught us all this. She trains our instructors today monthly on behavioral support. So again, we understand our student population. We understand how to work with them. We understand how to keep them engaged and on task, and to teach them in a way, again, that's fun, that's engaging, right? It's things that they're interested in. Well, 14 years later, we have over 100 instructors. And I will say, and you all know this, and again, being a parent myself, they all have the technical skills, our instructors, right? But kind, caring, and patient. That's what it takes for our students to be successful and to enjoy their classes. So we have instructors like Anissa, right? She graduated with a degree in game design and animation and digital art. And Greg Lyons is a published author. He's a coder. So it's a beautiful thing to see that we have these instructors that want to work with our students, right? They're just as passionate as myself and Susan, and they become mentors for our students because each week when a student enrolls in our program, their classes are the same day, same time, same instructor. So we've had students with us for years, and it's all project-based learning, right? They work on a project. At some point, they move on to their next project. So they're constantly learning in a fun and engaging way. When I say we support everybody in their unique learning needs, we understand, right? Everybody learns differently, everybody thinks differently, everybody has different abilities, and that is absolutely okay. It's what I tell my own children. If everybody was the same, this world would be really boring, right? We'd all be like that. And so it's nice to see that we're able to teach individuals that we understand everybody learns differently. And they are truly not only learning technical skills, but life skills as well. We have students that have physical disabilities, right? They're working with a keyboard, they're working with a mouse, they're working with a sketch pad, they're working on their fine motor skills. Critical thinking, right? And I always say this, when you're coding, for instance, if this, then that occurs. Well, that could pertain to real life. If I make this decision, this is the outcome, good or bad. Now, Susan knows me, and you're all starting to get to know me. I'm a positive person, so it's gonna be a positive outcome, right? If I make this decision, this is the outcome. Uh, we teach one-to-one, and I'll get more into that. We customize the curriculum for every single individual. But one of the important things that we understand and a component of our program is socialization. So it's a little unorthodox to some of us, right? They're in a Zoom room, but hey, look at us, we're in Zoom today, right? We take our students in a safe online environment. We bring them into what we call breakout rooms, and there are collabs. So we have students work on their projects, and then they can interact. We have about 3 or 4 of them a day. Anyone enrolled, go to any of them, and you interact with other students, with other like-minded peers, and they talk about the projects they're working on. They give feedback, and it's a really wonderful thing to see that socialization, that confidence, that independence that our students gain, right? In fact, I've enrolled students who I speak with them and their families and they're a little shy. And then, like, I don't know, a few weeks later, a month later, I go in the collab and they're talking about their project. I'm like, is that the same individual that I just, interviewed or actually, spoke with a month ago that is now just exuding confidence and happy to speak with other like-minded peers. As I mentioned, our instructors, monthly behavioral support training. Our schedules are 7 days a week. And we do teach via Zoom one-to-one live, and we're customizing the curriculum for every single individual. I just talked about everybody's unique learning needs. Well, we understand their learning style and what they're interested in, and we customize that class for them. Some of the skills learned at GameU. A lot of skills can be learned at GameU. Game design. If someone is into video games, that's pretty easy, right? They want to learn to make their own video game. And we'll use some video games as a vehicle to teach them. So maybe you've heard of Roblox, right? Some people have heard of Roblox, right? Or Minecraft, or yep, I know Annette shaking her head, of course, right? We will take those games and they're not playing them with us. They're truly learning. In fact, in Roblox, you can code. There's a language called Lua, and they're learning that language and they're learning to code. So again, that critical thinking, the coding, creative writing, animation, Microsoft Office, Excel, PowerPoint, Word. We help individuals that may be looking for careers with their LinkedIn profiles or their resumes. I mentioned it earlier, 3D modeling. There's an individual that likes to build with Legos or models or has that engineering mind. There's many times a correlation between that and 3D modeling. Digital art. If someone is a traditional artist, right, they like to draw, they like to paint. Well, we introduce them to digital art, a digital medium. Sound design, cartography, voiceover acting. And by the way, if you have an individual that you know and they're like, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a content creator, I want to have a podcast, because we hear this all the time. I love it. I think those are wonderful and great aspirations, and we want to foster that. But how about learning valuable skills, right? Like video editing, music editing, even coming up with content, right? Everybody, I want to start a podcast. That's great. Who's going to be a viewer or subscriber to your podcast unless you have some good content? So we're able to help out with that as well. So again, so many different aspects of game design and other things that we're able to teach our students. And by the way, cartography, in case anyone doesn't know, don't be embarrassed. I didn't know when a family came to us and said, can you teach my child cartography? It's all about digital map making and geography. So we hired an instructor who teaches that. We are a community class, right? So again, we are open to everyone, all ages, all abilities. 6 years old is usually the youngest, only because all the years we've been doing this, we just see the engagement level being on task. And we have, as I mentioned, classes 7 days a week, usually 8 a.m. to about 9 p.m. Our classes are $99 an hour. And anyone who does have, through the OPWDD, if you have self-direction, you can utilize your budget for our program. And we work with about 50 FIs. We will bill the FI directly, right? So you don't have to pay out of pocket, wait to get reimbursed. And it's through goods and services, right? And most of our students are taking at least 2 hours a week. And it doesn't have to be back to back. It can be 1 hour one day, 1 hour another day. But as I mentioned earlier, the classes, once they sign up and they enroll, the classes are the same day, same time, same instructor each week. So, and the 2 hours, in any educational kind of setting, it's, proven that for retention purposes, things like that, it really, at least 2 hours. And again, I also want our students to use their budget, and there are other great programs out in the community, right? Go experience out what else is out there as well. So we're not in the business of saying, take 10 hours a week. No, take 2 hours or more if you'd like. But go experience some other programs that are available in the community as well. And anyone that's interested in our program can take a free intro class. All they need is a laptop or a desktop with a camera. We'll help set up the computer. And then the free intro class is 1 hour. It's taught one-to-one, just like our regular classes, live via Zoom. And we see, what are they interested in? What do they gravitate towards? And that's how we customize that curriculum for every single individual, right? We understand their learning style, their interests. And after the class, we'll send a recap of everything that they did in that intro class and what we suggest moving forward. We'll send that to the family, to the whole circle of support, to the broker, to everybody involved. And then we see how would they like to proceed from there. All right, I've talked enough today, right? And this is my favorite part of the entire presentation. These are student projects, and you will see not only how amazing and capable they are, some are more intricate, some are a little bit more simplistic, right? Because again, everybody's on different levels, and that's okay. You'll also see on the bottom, you're going to see the software they use. So the software that they're using is not proprietary to Game U. We don't own it. It's used out in the gaming world and other industries. So individuals that may have a desire to get a potential job in the future with the skills they're learning at Game U, they can put that on a resume. Right? They can put the projects in a portfolio. So please check it out. All right. Did everyone hear that? The soundtrack was also by one of our students. All right. Yeah, so you'll see on the bottom, Maya, Blender. Those are 3D modeling software that our students use and are learning. And they're just so creative, right? They think of something and they want to make it become reality. A little 3D modeling again. Indiana Jones-esque, for those of you that remember, right? But again, this individual, Matthew, thought of that, what he wanted to do. Pong is kind of old, this is new school Pong maybe. I might be aging myself. This is a digital coloring book. There was a family that came and said, my son has high needs. He's a high needs individual, likes coloring book physically. We made a digital coloring book for him, sketching the lines, using the color pad. 2D art, right? Krita is the software. little animation and some 2D art, combination of both. Zelda, for those of who may remember. Again, 3D modeling. We're also doing some coding and programming. But again, learning viable skills, right? In a fun and engaging way. That's what it's about. This is like my drawing, stick figure. Hey, nothing wrong with that, right? Little different talents. Again, Mario and Luigi. And it is true what we say, no limits to what you can create. And this is also where we'll see students go into these collabs I was mentioning, where they can talk with each other, interact, and they'll show off these projects they're working on. I've seen this video, I don't know how many times, and every time I see it still puts such a huge smile on my face. What was that, Annette? One more time? Annette? Yeah? No.
I love the music.
The
That's
music
amazing.
was a soundtrack from one of our students. Is that amazing, right?
Amazing. Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier, testimonials, referrals every single day. And we're just so grateful for the community, for the support that we've gotten over the years. Anyone that's interested in intro class, the free intro class I mentioned, it's 1 hour. It's taught one-to-one. And we'll see, what is that individual interested in? What's their learning style? You can call us at 516-265-7555, or you can email us, accinfo@game-u.com. We have an enrollment advisor team that will reach out to the family or the individual, talk with them, see what they're interested in, sign them up for that free intro class. And we'll put that in the chat as well. I
did put that in the chat, Brett.
Oh, thank you so much, Susan. I see that.
I've been answering questions as you've been going.
My colleague, the best. I just want to share a quick story, and then I'm happy to answer any questions about the program. So I was at an event. We operate New York, New Jersey, Wisconsin, and California. And we have over 1,700 amazing students. And a parent came up to me at this conference that I was at, and she said, "Brett, I want to thank you. All right. My son is verbal. Didn't talk to me, didn't share anything at all. He's in your program now, and he's talking about coding and programming." And and she said, "I'm just so thrilled he's sharing with me." She goes, "I don't know what he's talking about. I have no clue, but I can tell he's excited. He's engaged." And we hugged it out and said, it was such a wonderful sentiment and a moment that she shared with me. And this was 2 or 3 years ago. I'll always remember it. And I just said, myself, Susan, and everybody that's here today, we're doing the right thing, right? We're a resource for individuals in the community, and that's what it's all about. And so that story always sticks with me. Again, I just want to thank everybody here, truly, for your support and for everything you do. So, Annette, thanks so much for the opportunity. Anyone has any questions, myself, Susan, we're happy to answer, happy to engage. Any comments, please?
There is a
That's
question.
amazing. Yeah, I'm going to jump in before we get to those questions.
Yeah, sure.
So here, I'm also director at Lifestyles for the Disabled in Staten Island, and we have a media department. And our media department does a lot of different things. We have people with different abilities and different backgrounds, etc. We have some that like to create, just like you said, podcasts. We have a radio station. So my question is, can we maybe talk offline about having you guys come down and meet with our media department? Maybe we could set something up, from one agency to another to have you come down, not on an ongoing basis, but even just to give information or tutorial to our guys. I think we could maybe do something if you're up to it.
Yeah, Ned, I would totally be open to conversation. I'm always open to that.
Great.
Yeah, that's absolutely, we can, have that conversation. And just so everybody understands, if you did join us late or not, but our classes, I just don't want to get it confused. We used to have physical schools. We had 20 physical schools. COVID shut it down. I didn't sleep for like a year. My wife was like, "Brett, our students, what are they going to do?" But so we are all virtual now. We're a completely virtual company. We teach live one-to-one, one instructor to one student. We're customizing the curriculum, and we do have those opportunities for our students, again, to socialize with each other, right? To interact, to collaborate. And that would be separately. Yeah, we'd be happy to talk about
Perfect.
that. But I just want everyone to understand we are on a virtual platform now. And you know what? When we went virtual at first, we were like, oh no, is this going to work? Man, our students are smart. They acclimated so quickly. We pivoted, and we saw that the pros outweighed the cons. Every time there was inclement weather or something like that, we would in cancellations, or I had to tell a family, like, no, don't come to the school. Like, it's like 3 feet of snow, please. I don't want you to see. And so, and then we realized also, meetings like this that we're having now, right? It's the way of the world. And we say to our students, well, another life skill. You come on a call like this, you have to present well. I don't know. I always use it kind of like you have to have a shirt on, or but you have to be appropriate, right? In the way you act. So I think it's a great life skill for them as well. Please,
Great.
any
Were there
questions?
questions in the chat?
Oh,
For digital art, do they need any other equipment besides a laptop with a camera?
the answer is no. That's all they need. Yeah, just a laptop or a desktop with a camera. They don't have to pay anything for software or anything like that. The intro class, that free intro class, that's 1 hour. We actually schedule 2 hours. 1 hour is to do a setup. We make sure the computer's running well. We install free software. Some of the programs are web-based, so we'll create an account for them. And then they can take the free intro class. And should they enroll, they have everything set up for them. Yeah. And then that other hour is that intro class, which is great. Sometimes you see individuals like they may not know what they're interested in. And then we present it to them like, oh, that's so cool, right? And that all of a sudden you see them gravitate towards that.
Amazing. I'm going to definitely share this information with, we do have a self-direction committee from part of the council. So we also have a care managers committee. So we can definitely share this information so that they can get it out to their people.
That'd be great. Thank you so much. Yeah. I always say we like everybody, right? We want to be a resource in the community. That's what it's about.
And we're happy to present to any committees that you guys would like us to join.
Great. I'm going to pass it along, and you might be asked to present at another one of our subcommittees.
Absolutely, would be happy to. And I was
Absolutely.
one of the self-direction people, so happy to do it.
Great. Were there any other questions? Let's see.
I really appreciate it.
Voiceover acting, can you explain more about this? It's become one of our most popular classes.
Thank you. No problem.
It has. Yeah. They go over not only content, let's say if someone is looking for a podcast, but I've sat in on a couple of them. They'll do like the pitch of their voice, their pronunciation, and they go over a whole kind of slew of things, what it really takes as far as to be in voiceover acting. Like, right, to alleviate that, to be able to truly, it's almost as if it's voiceover acting and public speaking in that sense, what they're learning. So, and there's a whole write-up on it that we'd be happy to send out as well. Yeah, linguistics, they get into a whole kind of, so again, everything that we do, there's a curriculum for. Right? That's important. It's very structured in the sense it's regimented, just like their schedules, right? Same day, same time, same instructor each week. It's not just come to class and like, hey, what do you want to do today? Let's wing it. Right? Everything is project-based. They're working on a project. We encourage them to finish their projects, to complete that, right? To see that confidence, and when I discussed independence, they can work on their projects on their own. Right? They don't have to, it doesn't have to be class. So if they're on their own, they want to work on their projects, they get stuck next time they meet with their instructor. And so everything is structured in that sense. And like I said, we've had students with this for years, work on a project, go on to their next project. Maybe they learn more intricate software. Maybe they take characters or ideas, concepts from their first project, bring it over to the next one. So it's this ongoing learning process. Yeah.
I put some information in the chat, and then there was a question. My son does character voices and accents, and you just connected with that, Brett. So.
Oh, that's awesome. What kind of character voices?
Anything. Because he's echolalic, or was, now he still is, but he just keeps it on the down low, basically. So, he does every accent from every place, as long as he feels it's appropriate to use an accent from every place. And
love it.
And then also, he does characters like, from from different movies and things like that. And I know a lot of our guys, they're immensely echolalic. So that's the question, whether or not specifically for my son, but so many of our guys, just half their fun is trying to sound like the Cat in the Hat and that kind of thing. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it's very cool. And that is, they do work on that in voiceover acting. Yeah. Yeah, there's, the voiceover acting thing started, I'd say about 9 months ago. A family came to us and asked us, and with over 100 instructors, they're so talented, our instructors, and we put it out there. And there are quite a few of them said, no, I have training in this. Brett, I've trained in voiceover acting, and it can be character acting. It can be what I was saying before, almost like public speaking. And all of a sudden it kind of morphed into, which start, before we knew it,
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, it's worked out really well. So Julie, if your son's interested, please give us a try. Take a free intro class.
I want to let him know.
Yeah.
I took pictures of all your info.
Great, thank you so
But
much.
also, really, for the Grace Foundation, the major thing is that I put it. I'm the outreach coordinator, so I put out information that I think people might enjoy, and that goes out in a big, email blast. And it's something that, like I said, a lot of our guys that they live to hear all the things that are ruminating in their minds, and if they could put it to good use, because I've been teaching performing arts for many years, but that's not what I do now. You know what I'm saying? So if they could go to someone that does it, that's perfect. So thank you.
We also have creative writing, which has become extremely popular as well.
Also a
to
great
have that
thing.
voice to be able to put it to words,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people are writing stories and maybe podcasts or being very creative.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Ellen? Sorry.
No, that's okay, Ned, please.
When you say here, time to read 30 minutes, what do you mean?
You can click on, it takes about 30 minutes to take a look. Just click on the link that I put in the chat.
Oh, okay. I thought
it'll give you a little overview.
I thought something totally different. Don't pay any attention.
Yeah. And if anyone has any questions at all, you're on the site. You can accinfo@game-u.com or call us, or whatever's easiest. We're happy to accommodate.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for this information. I definitely, in my mind, I know I'm making a list of all the individuals that we work with here in Lifestyles in our media department, who I want to sign them up, for this. So I definitely think that there's going to be a great interest. Jackie, maybe some of the kids in the high school as they get older and they're exploring adult services, this is a great resource for them. And I love the fact that it's all done virtually. So it makes it easier for people to join when they might not have been able to in the past. So I think that's fantastic. And like you said, with all of us doing Zoom, even today's meeting, it's just part of our culture now and part of what we do. So incorporating the classes that way, I think it's just seamless. It just continues on what we're already doing.
Yeah, it's certainly not going away, right?
Yeah.
It's been exciting. I make a lot of phone calls for New Jersey and New York, and when I'm talking to either a CEO or a parent, CEO said, "Hey, I want to start my own podcast. Can I take the classes?" I'm like, "Absolutely." A parent just signed up for Microsoft Office. They wanted to learn a little bit more about storage on their computer and how to better use the tools on their computer. So it truly is for all abilities, and it's been really exciting to see it grow and see everyone else as excited as we are.
Great. Jackie?
All right, so now I have to ask the logistics part of it, because part of NYSED, we do reimbursement for goods and services. And we're not really supposed to be doing things that are one-on-one, but you have your classes that you do have. You can do things as a group. How do you document that the individual is the participant? Because these are things that we really, when we're submitting information to OPWDD, we're not self-direction. If they don't have self-direction and they're doing it through a family support reimbursement, we need to know how we're documenting that this individual attended your class for this particular, whatever it is, whether it be for the dub over, whether it be for the other graphics, coding, whatever. how do you document that? Just so that we know, because we want to make sure that we get the right information so that we can submit it to OPWDD and make sure that we don't have any pushback from OPWDD. Listen, you know, you guys, Vilma, you know I love you. Brian, I don't know you yet, but I want to make sure that we want to help these families get the reimbursement for this program if they have eligibility through family support. But we need to know the documentation is being provided by your organization to help us with that.
There's a lot of noise in the background.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
in a
Jackie.
school,
She works
Ellen.
in a
I'm in a
school.
school. What do you want?
Isn't there a silent period?
Not now.
Not after the kids being home for 10 days, Ellen. There's no silence.
You're lucky it's as
period.
quiet as it
Supposed
is.
to be even more silent.
The silence are going to be at the houses with the moms and dads who are all drunk by 11 o'clock.
You're lucky that there's as quiet as it is. But I think you guys again, you got the gist of what I was asking.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And then, you know, for Vilma and Brian to also, you know, give us, we know you could do it through self-direction, but now I'm looking at through a family support, which is what this committee is, how we can help through that avenue.
Yeah. So there are actually, well, when it comes to invoicing, Jackie, everything is documented, everything is completely transparent. So our invoices go out at the end of the month, and it has the date, the rate that the student took the class, and they all sign in. They digitally sign in. That's accompanied with the invoice. So that's complete transparency and complete proof they attended, they took the class. We never would bill ever for a class that's not taken. So again, the date, the rate, the student's name, and again, we'll ask them if they'd like to a makeup class, but again, never bill for a class not taken, and they do. They digitally sign in, so you see their signature on that invoice. Yep. Does that answer your question?
And also OPW asked us to be a community class. So that's, you know, they absolutely stand behind us. And your care manager can also help you with that piece too, if someone has a care manager.
So Jackie, it can't be an individualized one-to-one class to get reimbursed. It has to be more than one student in that session. So how, without violating HIPAA, by putting somebody else's name on that invoice, how can it be proven that, let's say, Jackie and I were in the class together? It wasn't just Jackie alone or me alone. We did with a group without showing other
You can put
people's info.
initials. I mean, I'm sure initials wouldn't be the end of the world, or, you know, the family can submit it with, you know, just taking out part of that person's name. I'd be okay with that as long as Vilma would be.
Yeah. Something else that we can supply would be recaps for the classes as well.
My computer.
So you can see the recaps of those classes to see that they were also that they attended.
So, Vilma, what would be required as far as Jackie's question for the invoice, to say on the invoice or for the billing, so that the families would get reimbursed? Like what would be required to show that it was not a one-to-one class, that it was a community class?
Is that for OPW?
Yes.
Well, what is important is the documenting, you know, the description of the program, the description, you know, the type of participation, describing the program is very important to us.
So
yes, I have on the tracker will be describing the program, and also the receipts, presented the receipts for the individuals also. So it will be on the tracker will be the individual, what they did at the game U, and also would indicate the course. So that would be the most important things on the actual receipt.
We don't really need name of other participants. The individual who is claiming the reimbursement, it's good enough. We don't need other names, really.
And on our website, it has a full description too, so you can look at some of the language there. That'll help through that process.
Right, and that's what, you know, that's what I'm going to look for as an agency person. I'm not going to submit it as a parent. My son lives in a certified residence, and this doesn't apply to him. I'm looking so that I want to help our families at P37, at our, that submit, NYSID serves all 5 boroughs. So if you have somebody who lives in Manhattan and they're submitting receipts for game U, I want to make sure that we're getting all the appropriate documentation so that we can give the information to OPWDD and get it through without 10,000 back and forth questions. I don't believe in wasting time. I'm right to the point, no nonsense. I think Ellen can attest to that for over the years. We want to make, and Annette, we want to make sure that we could help these families, but
A
we need the
certain lack
document.
of subtlety.
I don't have subtlety. I don't believe it.
So Jackie, what I can say is, and I could appreciate that, right? So I appreciate your straight shooter. Whatever you would need from us to justify that, and whatever documentation you would need, we could provide progress reports, recaps, invoices with digital signatures. We're a technology company, so in that sense, whatever it is for transparency to show that yes, they're doing everything on the up and up. Yes, they qualify through the OPWDD. I'm happy to have that discussion with you. I think what we do now is pretty, it's pretty transparent as far as everything we're doing, and it's applying to families and agencies, and to say that yes, this individual is taking the class. It's proven.
Right, because we all want to work together to help the families. We
Yep.
just need to make sure that we cross our T's and dot our I's.
100%.
And not give OPWDD, 10,000 things to look at. They're asking for this, we want to give them this.
Yep. I agree
We
with
don't
you.
want to give them more than what they need. Who needs the headache? I don't want all that extra stuff either. So we want to make sure that we give them exactly what they're looking for, and in working together and having families understand, this is not the self-direction component of it. This
Yep.
is the family support reimbursement, which is very different than what self-direction is looking for. So we need to make sure that we get everything together and we help the families. I'll put my contact information in the chat as well, so that families could reach out if they have any questions. But I just like to make sure that I'm very clear about that during this meeting, so that whichever other county that you're going to present to, you understand that that's the difference in what we could do as a family support contract.
Yeah, Jackie, I used to also be a family support. I used to do the grants, and I used to be a part of that as well. So I do know they're very specific, and sometimes from region to region, very different. So it's really important that, your two FSS staff here from OPW maybe you guys can provide something that would look exactly what the rest of the group is looking for, and then we can use that as a tool too. From the FSS coordinators from OPW.
I think it's super important that you guys add that it's the breakout room sessions, and then just define those so that they are broken out. So when you do the description for FSS, Vilma, if they do that, would that be sufficient?
Well, there's also, I just want to add another component, by the way, that is collaborating. We have workshops, a whole month filled of workshops. So this is separate than the breakout rooms and the collabs. So we have 2 big opportunities for them to be together and socialize that we're encouraging, right? We teach one-to-one. They have the collabs. Our workshops monthly, we usually have 2 to 3 a week. It can be character design nights, game nights, video editing nights, modding nights, where they are getting together again as another social opportunity, interacting, collaborating with each other. So our program does provide those opportunities as well.
So that
And
description
those are all
alone.
free. What's that? I'm sorry.
So that description alone right there tells you that it's a group setting, that it's a community involvement. It's not one-to-one. So I think, Jackie, that would probably be sufficient for what you were asking.
And Jackie, I have a write-up on that as well, on those workshops. So again, to your point, yes, it is a community involvement in that sense.
Okay, very good. Well, for us,
and I just want to add, I'm sorry, those are free, right? So these aren't something like, oh, there's an additional cost or anything like that. Anyone that's enrolled in our program, it could be 1 hour a week, 2 hours, it doesn't matter. They have those opportunities for them. We have those.
I just wanted to add that description is very important. Invoice receipts, those are the most important things for reimbursement. Okay.
We could probably send along that write-up, right, Brett?
For the workshops.
Yeah, for the workshop.
Absolutely.
if you want to send it to me, and I will distribute it to everybody here with the minutes. So I can include, if you want me to include the presentation as well. So if you send that to me, I can send that with the minutes just to make sure we blast all this info out there.
Great. Yeah, we'll do that, Annette. Thank you so much. We'll
Perfect.
definitely send that to you.
Great questions.
Great. Diane, I know you joined us after we did the intros. I just wanted to give you a chance to say hello and see if you had any questions for our speakers before we let them go.
No, I thank you. I love your enthusiasm. My daughter's 31. We do not do self-direction. I love to hear about new and innovative stuff like this. So God bless you for doing what you do, and we'll get the word out.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Perfect. Well, great. So send me what you have, whatever you want me to distribute, and I'll be happy to do that going forward. And I definitely feel that we will be talking to each other again soon. I'm going to reach out separately to talk about maybe having our media connect with you, our media department, so I can see us hopefully working together for our agency, along with getting the word out for individuals.
Yeah, sounds
Annette,
great.
I'm sorry. I would just add, I was lucky enough to have a position at the New York Alliance, and I created the FI self-direction conference every year. So I was a big part of putting those together, and I was a part of the FI provider network. So if any of you are on that, usually parents can sneak on that one as well through the New York Alliance. But if anybody has any questions, on how this pertains to self-direction, you certainly can go through Annette and ask me as well.
Are you people coming to the what is that called again, Annette? The transition fair on Friday here?
So
Yes,
yeah, we
The
were going to talk
resource
about that
fair.
next.
I'm sorry.
There's a resource fair coming up on Friday. I know it's a little bit last minute, and you said you do everything virtually, but we do get a very good turnout. It's it's a local resource fair, and we have vendors and all different agency representative there. Might be another way to get info out. You have
And
care
also,
managers who come. Go ahead,
excuse
Denise.
me, Annette. Then there's the Lanza one too, is
Yeah, that's in
May
May.
1st, right? Isn't it the first Friday? Just a
So
thought,
it's May 1st. I have the flyer right here. What I can do is once we're done here is I can email you guys the flyers for the upcoming events, and then there's contact info on how to set up a table, get a table. I'm sure, I know it's a little bit late, but I think we could definitely get you in for Friday. We know some people, right, Diane? For the Lands of Fair, it's probably you could probably still register for that one as well. So I'll send it to you. I think it might be a good way.
Those
Go
are
ahead, Diane.
two opportunities definitely to get to Staten Islanders, but also as part of this council, so the Family Support Advisory Council, which the meeting you're on right now, is part of a bigger entity, right? SIDDC, Staten Island Developmental Disabilities Council. It's siddc.org. And we have Cynthia on here. She's our outreach coordinator. So what the council is we're a body that represents all families, all agencies, and all vendors, and anybody that has anything to do with this, with individuals with developmental disabilities on this island. And we work with OPWDD to create programs and supports. So I think it's really important that you guys be a part of that. And I think for a vendor, it's only like $50 a year. And you will be on our website as a resource and what have you. So speak to Cynthia about that. I think it's a really great opportunity for you. And with that, you'll find out all about all this stuff.
Yeah. No, we appreciate that, Diane. That's great. It's great to know. And Cynthia, yeah, certainly we'd like to get the info from you.
I will drop my email.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we do attend fairs, events. I mean, we're always, always up to do that. And even if there's sponsorship opportunities, things like that, we always want to give back. So, in any way that we can, we're always open to that.
Good to know. So I'll send you the info for this Friday and the upcoming May 1st events. And then there's Cynthia's email, so you guys can connect in regards to joining our council. And we'll make sure to get the word out.
Excellent. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for having us. We greatly
Thank you.
appreciate it and hope to hear from you soon.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. It was fantastic. I'm blown away. So and it takes a lot to impress me these days. So I really I'm really
We're happy to hear
impressed by what some of the guys do. We know that we work with some really talented people, and to finally have a way for them to express that in a current way, right? That's what we're doing today with technology. I'm just really thankful. So thank you so much. Thank you for presenting today, and thank you for everything that you guys do. And we'll definitely be in touch soon.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. Thank you, everybody.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks again, Annette. Take care.
Alrighty, take care.
Bye now.
Great. So, that was wonderful. Like I said, I'm impressed. So, that
Yeah.
really was impressive, the video. I think that's what brought it home for me, to see how some people have ability to make it look like a video game, and like a real video game that would be for sale. And then you can see other people who have in their mind what they want to get out, and just by that coloring. But I mean, it just really blew me away. So I know it's not directly family support related, but we try to get out as much. So thank you, Jackie, for tying it all together and figuring out ways that we can get people to get involved. I think it's a great thing. So thank you, everybody. So before we move on, I actually now I guess move on. Old business, new business. Does anybody have anything that they want to? Julie, please.
Yeah. So I'm starting something at Grace called the Grace Community Exchange, which some people are confused about what I'm talking about, which I think I am too a little. But I'm going to try and create something very new where we have people come in, sit on a panel, share what businesses they have, what expertise they have, various networking opportunity to create actual uh, opportunities to either shadow someone at a business or to learn a new skill. It is not specific to Grace participants. I want to make it clear it's a community exchange. Of course, it'll be great if Grace participants benefit from it, but we'll have community service opportunities coming up. Those the police will be coming to explain, not this one, for May 13th. That's what we'll be talking about on Wednesday, that they'll be coming. The precinct, at least the 122 will be there, possibly the DA's office, how we can really open dialogue and figure out ways that even parents can do things with their the people that they love the most, out in the community, whether they're together or just part of something new. So it's about creating new opportunity. It's about creating something that is not at a cost. So that's not the plan. It's more of a barter experience of knowledge and ability, but that if someone wants to go into a program and offer their skill, they can. Let's say someone knows how, I don't cook, but someone cooks, they can maybe teach how to make a particular muffin recipe. I don't do that. But someone knows how to change a tire, they could maybe learn that. But also, free sort of tickets or coupons to get a session with an exercise professional or whomever is coming to share what it is and what they do. So it's not, I wanted to open it so that if people just RSVP, let me know. Someone like Jackie, we talked about it. It's multifaceted. If someone wants to have a table and share what they do, that's beautiful. If somebody, because that's something that benefits people, and we're happy to have that, and hopefully that will all tie into knowledge about family support services, but borough-wide knowledge about OPWD services and all of those types of things. So it's really a new concept that, like I said, I'm piecing together in my own mind. Everyone knows I'm pretty driven when I want to do something different, and I think that we're going to be a really lovely host to new opportunity. So hope it's this Wednesday. The information is on my. I'll put it in the chat just to get in touch with me in case someone wants to RSVP. But it's from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. and there'll probably be donuts. That's what I'm thinking. But anybody so it affects everyone positively. That's the idea. And if someone has something really wonderful to share, that becomes the next exchange. So we're doing one this Wednesday from on April 15th. I'll put it in here at the Grace Foundation building. One on May 13th, one on June 17th. Those 3 are planned with planned speakers already. But then we're having people that want to also be involved and be in the group to share what they're offering as well. So I've already got a lot of beautiful feedback from the community. So that's what's happening. I'm going to put it in the chat, okay? And that anyone has a question, be happy to answer it.
That's great, Julie. Thank you for sharing. That's really something I see will benefit the community at large.
Right. It's not just it's every agency, it's every family, it's every what we just watched is not good for everybody, but it's certainly very good, right? So it's like that. We have Bella Beans coming, and we're going to give out like coupons. So who's going to go learn how to make a milkshake? That's so cute, right? And maybe we'll do karaoke at a night too. So businesses can open their knowledge and their experiences, and those that want to do that can become part of a recreational respite experience. That's good for multiple people, depending on the agency, or if they're just going with their ComHab worker and not getting, and that's a ComHab experience, right? So it's really a matter of who signs up, and each one will be limited. But so it's not work per se, but it is learning about different things. How to make a T-shirt. That's interesting. It's interesting to me. I never saw that happen. You know what I mean? That's one of them that I'm trying to put together. So that's really
T styles.
No, Vinny who makes our T-shirts. But yeah, but he also uses individuals with disability to
Same as T styles. That's lifestyles. Same. We have a screen
right,
printing and
which
embroidery.
is so great, right? And if people get to see it, I remember when I went to Piece 37, Jackie, this is a shout out, and I saw their wood carving. If you could explain it, it's like it's a laser that cuts out shapes.
Right, and they
I was
have
amazed by it. I never saw that.
the adaptive wood shop and things that they do here, and the students, the things that they learn to do, obviously with a lot of oversight. And now we're even going to be partnering with Lifestyles Wood Shop so that this way, what they're learning here at 37 can be carried over. And this is, something that will really reinforce what our students are doing from 37 into the community, because you don't know what a talent somebody has until you expose them to it. That's
exactly the point. Exactly. Until we tap in and figure out how to help widen the community. And so it's great. Listen, we're all providers here, and it's beautiful. But learning how to do a community service project or whatever, like I said, it can turn into a wonderful recreational opportunity. It can, but that doesn't mean that it's specific to one agency right now. I think it's something that's good for everybody.
Right. It's across the board. And you know what? I think you said karaoke. I mean, my Joseph, with his limited abilities, karaoke's his thing. I mean, if you follow me on Facebook, you heard Lion King last week. That's his thing. And so to be part of that community, what you guys are going to do, you have for Joey, you could have for Eli, you could have for Allie, you could have for Joseph, the other Joseph.
Exactly. And it's not specific to their disability.
Right. It's to a talent or to an interest.
Exactly.
That's where you're going, right, Julie? That's where you're taking this trip.
That's where my brain is. And then it's good for everybody. And what does it tell? It tells people that we're out here, that we're doing what we're doing, and that it's non-specific, but it's good for everybody, because why not? And then it grows our community better to bring people in that they can talk about their businesses, right? But then give something back. What's your exchange? Okay. So like, even we have a professor who does disability studies, and she's on a fellowship that I'm doing. And Eli and I went in to speak at her disabilities class to help really educate in a new way their, I'm just putting in my email. Sorry, I can't multitask. Sorry, I think I have ADHD. Now, here's the thing. I've diagnosed myself at 60. So, um, so, and her exchange is to come speak and be a professional and an educator in our presence. And so we're going to have a professor of disability studies on the panel. That's a great exchange. She doesn't have to give anything other than her knowledge and her years of becoming a tenured professor. You know what I'm saying? So if a parent has a question, they can go up and talk to her. She's lovely.
Sounds
So
fantastic.
you follow? So it's like that. And Celeste from Bella Beans will be there. And then, like I said, we're going to put together one or two or whoever, whatever, times to go visit them there. And let them learn how to, I don't know, make some. I think a milkshake is the funnest thing that I could come up with. I think it's the most fun, the funnest, no? The most fun thing I could think of was learning how to make a milkshake and then have one, unless they're
Having it
lactose
is the fun
intolerant.
part.
Having it is the fun part, but the learning is maybe
It's
never
also
having
fun.
seen a professional blender, or like never having. I've never seen blah, blah, blah. I've never had that opportunity. And that is such a nice opportunity for any agency to send a ComHab worker to. We're not looking, it's not a billing question. It's a community life building that I've learned that I want for my own son. And if I want it for mine, I want it for yours. That's how I feel. You know that. So there's that. Okay.
Amazing.
So I hope people
Thank
come,
you.
sign up. I hope you, and like I said, I'm going to put the dates in now of the ones that I'm doing. Okay. I'm very slow with my thumbs when I'm typing. All right. I'm going to shut up now. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
That's
Of
great.
course. Yeah.
Does anybody else have any old business, new business?
So I have to bring up, as I do
Please.
at the end of every meeting,
Yeah.
and I know I see Vilma here. Bruce, are you with the state as well?
Yes, he is.
No,
Brian.
Brian. Hi, Brian. I don't know who you are. I'm Diane
Hello.
Perugia. So I will bring it up because I want to ask you both to bring it back to the state. The issue about our one-to-one priority recommendation a few years back for family support money. It was ignored, it was denied, and it's unacceptable. So maybe you can tell me what the status of that request is, because I know we were going to discuss it with peeps in OPW. And I was wondering where we are on that.
Update as far as where we are on that, I really cannot report. I know we have been trying, we have kind of smooth out that one-to-one, try to approve, certain thing, playing with it a little bit. But that's us as who approve or disapprove. But officially, I really cannot report on it. I usually try to kind of play around it and get an approval for it. But
Well, I
the
do
official
appreciate,
status,
yep, I do appreciate that you're having some type of conversation on it. However, that's really not good enough. I'm wondering if maybe we could put on the agenda with Annette's permission for next time to maybe bring whoever's necessary to this meeting to
Sure.
discuss what our next steps should be, right? So maybe give us some contact numbers at the state, maybe give us a little time where we can create some type of position paper on what we need. we are family support, right? So we have been meeting
Yeah.
regularly for the past million years that I'm alive, right? And we know what our families need, and this is what they need. So we have to find a way to go forward to get this one-on-one service available to those individuals who are sitting home, those individuals who are at programs that are inappropriate for them. The burden should not be on the agency, right? So if agencies don't have a one-to-one staff ratio weighting, it is unfair to those agencies to take in an individual who needs one-on-one. It puts them in danger, and it puts the individual, the DSP or whoever's working with them, in danger. So we need to have a conversation more than hearing for the last every month that I bring it up, nothing's really happening. How can we, so maybe that should be on the agenda. How can we make this happen?
Can you be
I respectively ask this.
Can you be a little bit more specific in what your issue is?
Yes, of course. A couple of years ago, we put on a Staten Island priority for one-on-one staffing for individuals for higher needs, right? We had all this fancy wording. I don't even remember it. And we were denied, which, you know what?
Staten Island only?
Well, we are asked as family support. I was the chair at the time, right? We are asked to create priorities together with our family support. So that's what we did. We put 3 priorities in, and one being that. In all my years of chairing family support, I think I was on the committee 25 years. I probably chaired it for the last, 15 to 20 years. We were never denied a request of what our priority should be, but we were denied. And since that time, we've been asking why we were denied and how we can make this happen. So that's what I'm doing today. At every meeting, I ask, I know the state, thankfully, are always on this call. And I always ask what the status is, because we're asked to be together as family support. We take time out of our day to listen to our families. We've done surveys. We have visited, as you know, we visit programs. We even visit the programs that were waiverized, right? That started as family support. So we know what our families need, and they need this. So I am advocating today, just as this whole committee has done, for those who are sitting home with one-to-one needs.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I definitely think that it's something that we can follow up with. I know that Jeannie Englert has been talking with somebody. She was not able to come today. They keep throwing at Jeannie the higher rate need. And last time we were discussing, is that an enhanced rate or is that a higher rate altogether? Because as we discussed in the past, an enhanced rate is temporary. So as far as an agency is concerned, we might have an individual who wants to attend, and the state says, okay, we'll give you an enhanced rate to meet their need, but then that goes away. The individual is still in our program, their needs are still the same, but the extra funding has gone away.
So my question is that enhanced rate enough? And number 2, how can we make it not go away? So maybe these are the conversations we need to have, Vilma.
So Vilma, if you can direct me to a person that I can maybe reach out to and invite them to our next meeting, maybe they can give us some answers or suggestions, like Diane said.
And just the truth,
certainly.
you know.
Let me just get back to you with the right person.
Perfect.
I promise I will. I don't want to, jump a gun and, not be sure of what I'm saying.
So I'm just going to add one more thing for history, right? I left this out, Ellen. So years ago, Family Support Advisory Council, way back ago, I'm going to say 15, 20 years ago. You know what? My daughter's 31. It has to be 20 years ago. We had this as a priority, right? So we want a contract for one-to-one in an existing program. So in other words, I'll use my daughter as an example. Alexa was able to go to the CYO camp, and she's a runner, right? So I would not be comfortable sending her unless she had a one-to-one, because she's a runner, especially at that time. And it's open air, right? It's a camp, it's outdoors. Most of the day was outdoors, so it worried me. So she was given so family support paid for the camp under one contract. Then in addition, she was able to get this one-on-one, and all the agencies were able to utilize this, right? So someone who ran I know the Grace Foundation runs a Saturday program. They had 4 or 5 individuals who needed this service. It worked like a charm. Okay? These kids who required the one-on-one were able to go to a Saturday program, a Friday night program, a camp. It went away when we waiverized everything. It just went away. All hard work went away. Makes me crazy.
Very unfortunate.
I hope you're laughing, Brian, because it's true.
So
No,
we
very
will,
unfortunate.
yes, very unfortunate. We will get back to you on who the point person to direct you guys to questions and your concern are for the one-to-one services.
Perfect. We would appreciate that so much. Jackie, you had your hands up, Jackie?
I did, and then just to make sure to drive the point home, Diane, you're right. Not only is this important for the respite or recreation programs, but it's imperative for the rehabilitation programs, which there's that crossover to, the whole waiver enrollment and all of that. There are students from 37 who graduated who are sitting home because there are no appropriate programs for these children to attend during the day. They are 22 years old. They're going to be 23. They're sitting home. Now, this is, again, we're going to piggyback what you said, Diane, having that one-to-one support is imperative for them to be successful. So it's not just through a family support perspective. This is something that is global, that goes beyond just what we do through family support. So there's the Developmental Disability Advisory Council. I don't know, do we bring it up to them? I'm talking through the state. They're having their meeting next Monday. Is this something that we need to bring home in that capacity? Or even if it's just something that we do, we bring it up, to the commissioner. Let's have a sit down. The next family support advisory thing is until June. Who wants to wait till then? The new fiscal year starts July 1. This is something that, Vilma, Brian, the people that are doing things through family support, we wanted to carry that over so that our kids can have recreational supports. And I'm not talking about for my kid. My kid's in a residence. This doesn't even apply to him. But it applies to the young boy that's sitting home with his mom right now. It applies to the young lady whose mom is pulling her hair out, that she's so grateful that, you want to talk about parents happy to send their kids back to school? That, what are we doing? What are we doing? So, to drive your point home, Diane, it's not just for the family support respite. That's what our contract was. And
I
Joseph
agree.
wouldn't have
And
had a chance.
when I say we know our families, right? We're all the people sitting here. We're the ones who are out there talking to our families. Now, this isn't just family support, but it does go back to where we were denied that. And you know what? Not a lot of agencies, let's say this, right? None of the agencies applied for family support contracts last year, right, Lynette? It was very low. Maybe had we had this, every agency would have done it, because every agency understands what we need. And this is like a top priority. And to your point, Jackie, my daughter doesn't require one-to-one at this point. Okay, so this is about the wheelchair kid sitting home. This is about the behavior kid who cannot function unless someone is protecting them.
Joey doesn't go anywhere or do anything without me being there. Joey can't go to a party. Joey can't go to a prom. Joey can't be part of anything because he cannot ambulate himself. And again, so you know what? It's not about Joey, but it's about the other Joey. It's about the Matthews. It's about the Anthonys. It's about the Tonys. It's about the Jerrys. It's about them. And that's something that we want to make sure that we understand. We know the whole double billing, all that rhetoric. We get it. But then you know what? Instead of it having to worry about a double billing, let me finish.
Yeah.
Instead of it worrying about it being a double billing, make sure that the rate is appropriate so that they can support, so you don't have to worry about a double billing. Let's
Right.
not find the problem. Let's find the answer with the problem to support our students who have children, whose children need these supports. This is why we're here.
No, and I agree. That was the answer we got back. It's like a double bill. I don't care what it is. You gotta make, we gotta make it
other
work.
boroughs? What do they do? Because I'm not familiar with anything off Staten Island. I'm ashamed to say, but in Brooklyn or in Manhattan, do they have different rates? Do they have different support systems? What happens off of Staten Island? Does anybody know?
The problem is, all aboard, in this circumstance.
It's across the board.
It's across the board. Okay.
Across the state, yeah, and not only the 5 counties in New York, but also and throughout the state. So it's the same rates.
So unfortunate. So unfortunate for these kids. And I know exactly some of the students that Jackie's talking about because as an agency, we had to deny them services because we couldn't meet their needs. We couldn't, as the director of intake, I'm the first person they see within our agency. And one of the things that I always tell the parent is our number one priority, Diane, I probably said it to you, is safety. Everything else will come later. Productivity, creativity, all those other things will come later. Number one priority. I'm a parent. So what do I want for my son? My son needs to be safe. And if he's safe, then he's happy, then he's productive, then all those other things will fall into place. But without the supports that he needs, not going to happen. So I think we definitely need to stay on this because it's important for so many of our families on Staten Island. And what a shame to hear that it's across the state. It's really unfortunate, but we have to do something. So Brian Vilma, if you can get back to us with the point person. And I see Stephanie. I know you would like to. So please comment.
Yeah. So thank you so much for bringing this up because my son, he lives with me. He's 31. He does go to a day hab, Eden too, but I believe since he was there 5, they kept him. Like they didn't deny him when he aged out, but he does need a one-to-one. If he doesn't, he's bound to have more accidents because he's needs toileting help. Eating, he could choke. So they do give him a one-to-one during those times, but what happens is the one-to-one becomes pulled in 5 different directions, and the other kids suffer in the classroom because Michael, is a choking hazard. But I'm thankful that they didn't deny him because they knew him since he was 5. But
excuse me, but that's not for a respite program, right?
No, but it's
I mean, you don't send him to respite, do you?
I can't. Yeah, so Anya Mark used to take him back in the day for the Saturday program, but then, I'm assuming maybe it's related to this the one-to-one being taken away. But at some point they said we can't deal with the needs anymore.
You're a perfect example to what we are talking about.
Right.
And I guarantee you, years ago when your mom did have that one-to-one and it was taken when everything was waiverized, and that might be why you were
right. Right. And I don't want him to go to a program that can't support his needs. Although I need the program. So it's like he needs the program, socialization is so important. Our kids get denied so many things because of their high needs, and it's not fair. And if we can nudge it back to that to get those supports for and my son's, believe me, one of many. I know I'm just talking for my son today, but
you have to advocate for your son, but at the same time, you're going to advocate for my son,
just
and
like
for all of our
children. Yeah. So this is
Love
really
this
important.
audio.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for contributing. Diane, we're going to stay on top of this with your
I'm
push,
trying.
with your fire. No, I think it's fantastic that we do that because there's so many kids out there. It breaks my heart. It really does to see what I see with these kids. I'm getting calls, and when I'm talking to the family, I'm like, "Oh, they're how old? Oh, 27. Oh, where have they been since they graduated? Home. What do you mean home? And now at 27 to start new." Essentially, because they've had one routine and structure, and now you have to pull them out of that and get them on a van with 10 other people, and we all know how the rest of that story goes. So whatever we can do as a committee, whatever we can do as parents, advocates, agency representatives, I think it's important that we stay on this and we pursue it. So I will definitely be working behind the scenes, Denise and Marianne and I to with Vilma and Brian's assistance to try and get somebody to speak at our next meeting. Great. Anybody else have anything that they want to share or discuss or bring up? Jackie?
Just that the end of the fiscal year is drawing near. I am happy to say that NYSED is funds are very limited for the remainder of this fiscal year. But I do see that Dina is on, and I know AVSP has a reimbursement program as well. So I just want to make sure, Dina, if you guys still have money or not, because if we do run out of money and we want to make sure that we refer other families because, share, that's fair. I want to make sure where I would to say, oh, you know what, contact Andrew or whatever. We are still taking applications, but right now we're going into our fourth quarter, and our funds are limited. But we want to make sure that we have families understand that NYSED is not the only game in town, but we want to, we want to help the community. So I don't know if AVSP has money, Center for Family Support, we want to make sure that we refer families accordingly.
That might have money as well. Maybe you want to mention that as well. That's what I want to say.
Right, adapt. So I just, I'm not sending you yet because I'm greedy that way. But if we can't serve them, we want to make sure that we send them to somebody who may be able to.
AVSP still has funds. We're still taking applications, but we have, and happily saying, we've been able to give out more reimbursements than we've been. Like, I don't know if maybe the word's gotten out or people finally realize that it's out there, but it does seem to be a better fiscal year.
And people are struggling to make ends meet, so this definitely helps. I know for my personally, I get reimbursed for various things for my son, and then it goes right back into fund next year's wardrobe or the next set of things that I need for him. So it's tough out there for most of us. So this definitely helps. And I think that the care managers are really trying to push and encourage the service finally. No, Jackie, I guess not.
They
I know
don't.
the care managers that I deal
They
with
don't
do.
get it. They don't get it. If I have to tell one more care manager to make sure to put a family support provider in section 5, I'm going to strangle them. But here's the thing, and this is what maybe they don't realize. You can put more than one agency as an FSS provider in section 5, so that if NYSED has money and they can, or if they don't, then you don't have to go back to do an addendum to your life plan, that you could include AVSP, you could include ADAPT. So we want, maybe the care managers need to be understanding to that. I mean, we educate our families, but it's helpful that they have the documentation that they need in the life plan. So we're trying, but yes, I agree. Dina, this has been a much better fiscal year. That families are maybe getting it, that of what they can do and can't do, and we're just hopefully getting on a roll so that we can spend the funds and not lose funds. Because if we don't use it, we lose it, and we don't want to do that.
Great. Thank you so much, Jackie. Anybody else have anything? Well, so I just want to remind everybody that this Friday is our resource fair at 1200 South Avenue. So I look forward to seeing probably most of you in person there. And then our next, then we have the Lands Affair coming up on May 1st, and that's at the JCC. And our next Family Support Advisory Council is scheduled for May 11th. I will hopefully have information on a representative for OPW. Hopefully, they would be able to attend that. And we are working on additional guest speakers. So if anybody has any information that they would like more, any services or information they would like more info on, that we can work on getting more people to attend, or a speaker for our next meeting, just please reach out to me, Denise, or Marianne, and we'll be happy to see what we can do to put it together.
Do you want questions in advance?
For
the representatives from OPWDD. I find
Sure.
this is not politically correct, but I find people dance around the answer and they're going to get back to you. And boy, that's a great question. And well, let us look into this. If we give them some, I don't know, 2 or 3 direct questions, maybe we can avoid some of that duck and run kind of thing.
I think that's a great suggestion. So yeah, if you have specific questions, except Diane, because Diane's going to send me a lot of questions. But no, for sure. Once I have that person identified, then I will definitely reach out to the team. I can send an email asking for specific questions. I think that's a great idea, and that will help to keep things kind of focused, on track, and come to us with those answers instead of having to get back to us again. So thank you, Ellen. I think that's a great idea. Does anybody oh, no problem, Diane. So we can work on a schedule if that doesn't work, because I definitely think you need to be there. Little
I don't know if
schedule.
you'll get someone right away anyway.
Right, exactly. So if not for May, then we could look for June.
I'll be
Or
in
we can
Europe
hold.
most of May. I'm
Oh,
trying to
I'm
live my
jealous.
life and retire.
Good for you. I'm jealous.
Yeah, well,
But
it's
even
not
if
working out.
yeah, even if we have to hold, a special meeting at a different time, or that person's only available on such and such a date, then we can blast it out to the committee, and I'm sure most of us will be there. So we'll work on that behind the scenes. Great. So if nobody has anything else, thank you so much, and I hope I did okay hosting my first committee meeting without Marianne, who I usually throw it back to. I'm getting the
You
thumbs
did
up.
well.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate each and every
All
one
right.
of you. Enjoy the
Good
rest
day,
of the
baby.
day, the week,
Thank you,
and I'll see
Annette.
everybody Friday.
Yep.
See you then. See you.
All right. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Have a great
All right.
day.
Thanks, Vilma.
Bye.
Thanks, Brian. Bye-bye.